take out Resolution, say that, okay, you guys may be in this game, but really the game is not about you. The early game, the first 20-30 minutes is not really about you. We'll see what these other heroes can get done. And for Mouse, it's going to be, I would imagine, a little bit more difficult. I mean, just looking at their heroes, Jakiro is really good for just constant pressure lane control, but as far as making burst kills happen, M&T, he played pretty well in the last game, so I don't want to like short sell him or anything like that, but when you compare what an Assassin can do versus what a Earth Spirit can do, like Necrophos and Axe, like these heroes all hit their early game so fast. Beastmaster will take a little bit longer, and well, Skywrath Mage is pretty powerful in the early game too, but I'm assuming Skywrath Mage is not going to have the easiest time here. I do favor OG and their draft just a little bit, but maybe that is because I am not a believer of the core Skywrath Mage. I have seen ones of Skywrath Mages take to the core role, at least recently. I feel like the Alliance crew used to run support Skywrath Mage a lot, and that would be like the only time you would ever see Skywrath Mage. You would definitely see the weaknesses of this zero armor hero when he's played in the support capacity. But in the core, who knows? It might be much different depending on how well the lane goes for him. Obs for both sides, going to be spotting absolutely everything, and it looks like, despite that movement, still going to be a 2-for-2 tower exchange. Yeah, 2 for the Dire, 1 for Resolution, maybe 2 for Resolution. Oh, baby. 400 gold, you know. Let me just start this game at 400 gold. Thank you, Ice Frog. Thank you. Skywrath Mage, though, going up against the Alchemist is... I mean, there's a lot of burst damage going towards Resolution. And of course he does have that Greed level 1. It's standard stuff for the Alchemists everywhere, but... First of all, like, even discounting that Jerax Earth Spirit, who may or may not be rotating in, once Acid Spray comes down, Thug doesn't really have any lane control. Oh, top lane. This is looking pretty dangerous already as he had an Impale onto the Ancient Apparition. Right clicks. Will kill off Fly, giving Madara a first blood. That is not what you would really want to have out of this top lane. There's Heartstopper Aura on No Tail, just for the passive damage, and yeah, it may end up doing more damage than a Death Pulse, but for sure it doesn't help Fly at all, although I'm not really sure if Death Pulse would have helped. But again, once Acid Spray comes up, level 2, level 3, not only is Thug a 0 now, -4 armor hero, but he has no AoE, so Resolution is going to constantly shove this lane into the tower of the Skywrath Mage, and Skywrath can do nothing about that. Like, he will struggle to get runes from there on out. He will struggle to last hit from there on out. I mean, he does have the Arcane Bolt, so last hitting with that is not that impossible. But I would imagine that Resolution should be able to tank up all the harassment that Skywrath Mage throws at him, and then eventually just lock the creep wave into over here, which means that, of course, Resolution has freedom to go all the way down here, get these stacks up, get all the runes he wants, and really just doesn't have to worry about anything. And should Jerax rotate in, then yeah, you're going to be pretty happy. But someone who's unhappy is No Tail. The roll in is going to get caught in the Ice Path, and No Tail will fall. M&T takes quite a bit of damage here, but it's a Nyx Assassin. He's fine. Jump forward from Madara. Might be a little bit too aggressive, although it doesn't seem like he's going to get punished for it because Jerax is completely tapped out of mana, is only level 1, and that means level 1 for real. 3-0 for mousesports in this top lane. Very quickly, looking at this bottom lane, Skylark and S4 battling against one another. This should be a pretty nice lane for the Axe. I expect Skylark to get a decent amount. Oh, Resolution. That's not good. He is going to bottle in the trees. We'll be safe. But yeah, this bottom lane, you got to watch out if you're Skylark. Just play the distances and you should be fine. But for sure, Axe is going to be rather untouchable in that bottom lane. And that's bad for Thug. Like, I mean, Thug may be doing decently on this mid lane. In fact, doing really well for himself so far. But once Blink Dagger comes on Axe, the fun is over for Skywrath Mage. You no longer want to be existing on Earth as that hero. It feels really bad. OG, though, perhaps pushing their luck too much on this top lane. Like, going into the trees like that is already, like, an incredibly dangerous move. You're up against a Jakiro. You already know he has Ice Path. So you know that any reinforcements from the Earth Spirit is not really going to be super easy to come by. He is now going to hit that level 2 mark. It's not quite ready to just, you know, pace keep around the map. Yet still, despite those kills, we do have No Tail, still with CS comparable to Madara's. In fact, it's pretty much the exact same. So, you know, CS-wise, OG still not doing too bad for themselves. Skywrath Mage, though, bottling up. Now it's face up against Jerax in lane. Looks like Resolution is had enough. Finds another bounty rune, so that's quite nice for him. And stacks, looks like there's a handful of stacks for the Alchemist. It's perhaps a little bit early for him to really feel excited about going into the jungle. But you know what, Jerax getting the experience, certainly going to pay them off in the long run. MNT, though, is going to be moving in, looking for that rune. Wanted to stun and jacket, couldn't quite get there in time. The rune also goes toward Jerax, gets the regen rune. That was a pretty nice exchange there in favor of OG. Although, MNT and Spartan fan out and do find No Tail. Still does not have that Ghost Shroud, though he does have 2 stick charges. If Impale lands, he's just dead. And I think he might have been dead there anyway. He's taking so much damage from right clicks. That's No Tail dead again on top.
Thank you.
MNT got one. He got 2, actually. And Madara got 1 kill as well. Like, they're sharing the love up towards top lane pretty evenly, Mouse. And Anti-Mage, with this much kill participation, easily will smooth over the fact that he's splitting lane with 2 other heroes. Still getting pretty much, I mean, not perfect CS. This is not an ideal situation for safe laners. But considering the situation that he is in, especially since he's actually not gone for Poor Man's Shield, he's doing remarkably well in lane. The Alchemist looks like he's no longer a laner. He is just a jungle. Giving it mid lane to that Earth Spirit for real now. And Thug. I think most people would have gone for that flare. I mean, it does so much damage, how could you say no? But is going to, you know, be a little bit restrained in his build here. Go for the consistency. And as great as flare is, again, the mousesports side do lack a way of locking down a hero for sure in order to land a full flare. And because they don't have that, that inconsistency is going to mean that you don't really want to spend 300 mana. It's like almost half your mana pool on a spell that may not get you a kill. Skywrath Mage typically does get a lot of mana regen. That's a big focus of your build. But for right now, that is not going to be super exciting for him. We do have setup on Thug. We have setup for S4. Let's keep our mouse on Skywrath Mage. They do set up now for the Axe. Ice Path, Dual Breath, all used. Set up with the Impaled Chain Stun. Spin on MNT. Gotta be careful there. S4, though. You just can't touch anyone here. He's gonna call for some extra armor. It will take down Thug in the meantime, but S4 will also fall, making it ultimately a 1-for-1. Looks like Resolution was able to grab the last hit, though, on the Skywrath Mage. That is a lot of dough for that Alchemist. Level 6 as well. With the Acid Spray being level as it is, this tower did quite a bit of damage. He could thin out this creep wave really quickly, pop double damage rune if he wants to, and just let this catapult go to work. Seems like he'll be a little bit more restrained in his actions, and we'll just take the creeps and back off. Scarlet, though, does have a roar. Unfortunately, there is still no level 1 into that flare for that Skywrath Mage, but they still will find Jerax. Roar! Oh, Jerax sees him. Looks like Ice Path just off the mark. And Jerax will live to fight another day. Level 7 will give Skywrath Mage that level 1 flare. And that's the combo that you gotta fear. Roar into flare, of course with the seal on top. Hurts a lot. I'm not exactly sure how much because flare amplification, but we'll say it's a lot. We'll say it's a lot. Rezo is happily jungling away. This is pretty standard Alk stuff. He is with that Chemical Rage. Scanner's gonna see him, and well, he's gonna back off for a little bit. TP's coming into the shrine, will be spotted by the bird. As No Tail's arrival will force everyone else from Mao's back. The bottom lane is being freely pushed now by the Axe. Now this is not that bad for mousesports since Axe doesn't really push really quickly, but he does have a siege creep here. They do silence the Earth Spirit, but he was already rolling away, it looked like. Weird animations, we'll call that, we'll say, okay, Valve. We'll give you that one. S4 is pretty difficult to deal with for just one hero on this bottom lane. We do have Spartan and Skylark spending now, pushing like a minute easy. Just trying to look for a pick-off, and they will find Jerax, but immediately get silenced. Hawk again gonna see the teleportation coming in from Fly. Ice Path is gonna be dropped, will be dodged. Roar is there with the flare, and a 2-man stun. That'll quickly do S4 in. Fly now on the run with no mana. And 1 bolt, 2 bolt, Ice Path, and 1 more. There's no mana. That's why you're not super excited to spend a flare. But still, it's a double kill for Thug. He's going to leave Resolution to his own devices with that armlet. Again, he's gunning towards that radiance. He's going to get there really quickly. Thug is going to grab the Invis rune, though, and Jerax now out of mana. Luckily for him, no one can punish.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now is 1-7 in their favor. We could still see Alchemist. Is Alchemist. He's just doing Alchemist things, man. My allies are dying, no big deal. As long as I'm farming, I'm happy. And he's gotten like every single bounty rune as well. Love me some gold. Now the Anti-Mage is doing pretty darn well considering, but there's no way for an Anti-Mage to touch the Alchemist's farm. It is just an impossibility. The Skywrath Mage, though, rotations and kills have to be how mousesports get their Anti-Mage their space. Because right now, OG, they aren't getting rotations. They aren't getting kills. And yet still their Alchemist has space simply because he's jungling. Can jungle much sooner than the Anti-Mage, who clearly does not have his Battle Fury yet. So it is up to mousesports to make things happen. Looks like Thug and Spartan can look to team up. No Tail does not have much vision in this area. Will be caught by the Jakiro. Dual Breath is slow. Ice Path will miss. Spike will also miss. Can they still kill him off? They have a flare. Or they'll just bolt him down. That's a level 4 nuke that does a lot of damage. Especially when the enemy is ethereal, which definitely doesn't help the Necrophos.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
120, 1.6. We'll call that another 100 with 40 plus 25. Yeah, that's a lot. Is Fly dead here? If he dodges the flare. Oh my god, okay. Okay, game. Yeah, that bolt did about 200 damage. No, it's like 250 damage. On like a 2-second cooldown, yeah, okay. Whatever you say, game. Now, Thug is getting a lot. I think that much is undeniable. The problem is, or the question is this enough? Is the amount that Thug is getting, is that going to be enough to redeem the fact that Axe, let's say, has his Blink Dagger right now? He's pretty much got that locked up. Like, the fragility of the Skywrath Mage is real. So he needs to be very far ahead if he's going to have a chance of surviving that. His mana pool is looking good enough for right now. They will look towards the mid lane where Jerax is none the wiser. Got a roar for you. He tried to roll away. And there's just 2 bolts. That'll be his doom. Mega kill for Thug. Now, if there's ever a game where Skywrath Mage Core is going to find success, it is definitely one where he's wandering around the map farming enemy heroes. Rod of Atos will help him set up Mystic Flare just by himself. He doesn't need to wander around with his buddies anymore, although I'm sure he still will. Perhaps more importantly, the components for Rod of Atos include 2 bracers. Any sort of HP is super valuable. Oh, Spartan with the jukes. Ice Path is going to be laid down. Catches S4 on the blink in, but it's a low-level spell. He'll lose his life to a Scythe. It was a good attempt there from Spartan, but, you know, there's only so much you could do as a level 5 Jakiro in that situation. They do, however, now see that the Axe has his Blink Dagger, so they will know to play around that. Make sure not to group up that much. And using a Blink Dagger to get a kill is obviously ideal, but not necessarily on support Jakiro. You want a little bit more than that. Bounty Room will be jacked as MNT is going to move in. Sentry coverage for the Radiant is severely lacking right now. Impale will land onto the Necrophos. He does still have a little bit of regen here from his Death Pulse stacks. Gets pulled up to full HP thanks to that magic wand and very balanced Ghost Shroud ability. But now Skylark is here. He doesn't have his roar just yet. 1 second left. Now he has it, and that'll secure the kill onto No Tail. I'm not really sure if that was necessary, but got him. Super dead. We can see how many times Thug is pulling the trigger on this ultimate. It is so expensive, man. We can see also his build. Like, it has a lot of stats worked into it, so his intelligence is quite high. But intelligence helps Arcane Bolt a hell of a lot more than it helps that Mystic Flare. Being really restrained about when he needs to use that spell, and that's keeping his mana pool up, which is of course keeping his threat level up. The Skywrath Mage with no mana is 100% useless, but he's, you know, being this economical with his mana pool. I do like seeing what he can do. No Tail in the meantime, top lane, trying to contest the Anti-Mage's farm all game. Anti-Mage has fallen slightly behind the Axe, which is, again, kind of to be expected given the lane scenario. He's now going to start building in towards that Battle Fury. We've seen much faster Battle Furies in the past, but again, given the circumstances of versus Necrophos AA, rotations very early on, this is not too unreasonable for Madara. He certainly has the heroes on his team necessary to create that space. Although those heroes aren't quite active for another 10 seconds, they're going to miss the Impale into No Tail. Ice Path will land. Thug, seal him up, and Flare. I think they may have to Flare. No. Again, I underestimated how much damage this Flare does. I'm not going to try to do the math, guys. I'm just not going to. You can't make me. They will lose the Nyx Assassin, though. Stunned up by the Axe, Ice Blast. MNT, though, going to reflect a lot of that. With that Spike Carapace, I still think he's dead to these dots or just to the Axe. Now they're rolling out to Thug. Gets kicked right back into Resolution. Thug needs some help right now. Spartan can't really do all that much. Thug gonna try to turn around onto Rezo, but he dodges the flare, and that will tick down Thug in the end. Spartan gonna try to teleport out. He will survive, but Skylark will not. They will lose so much on this top lane. Mouse also give up a, what kill was that? 7 kill spree on Thug. Ooh, that hurts. I mean, again, this is all with the efforts of space creation here from the mousesports side. The only problem is that fight was nowhere close to even. That was a huge swing in favor of OG. They even get the Alchemist involved there. So not only does he have a chance to use that Radiance, but getting a couple of additional bumps of experience. Uses that Concoction as well. I mean, it's not really Alchemist's strong suit, Concoction, but it's a stun. You're not going to say no to a stun. Those are the type of fights that mousesports desperately have to avoid. They will set up one more time, though, for No Tail. The combo, once again, is perfect. One bolt. Thug didn't even look at him because, of course, cool guys don't look at explosions. And that Necrophos definitely exploded. 6-1 for No Tail. Feels bad to be a Necrophos. Has even gone for the cloak just to try to help himself against the situation. But no, it's not going to do it. And he's even going to go in for very supporty build on this Necrophos. I mean, Cloak is one thing. Going for the full Glimmer is quite another. Yeah, 9 times out of 10 when you see a Necrophos with this type of item, with these type of items in their inventory, this is going to be built into a pipe eventually, or a hood pipe eventually. Not that Glimmer. At least for the Necrophos, he knows that, hey, I don't have to be the heavy here. I have an Alchemist on my team. He'll be getting me a lot of extra room around the map. He will be distracting the enemy. I don't have to really be doing that much damage. I can rely on him. But it's still placing a lot of emphasis on this Alch. I mean, he has 6k above the Skywrath Mage, so it's not necessarily misplaced faith. Rotation is coming in. Dire will take down bottom tier 1. Spartan is going to see Jerax. Ice Path way off the mark. Ice Blast is going to land onto Thug. Here comes the Concoction as well. Lots of damage with the Radiance as well. Thug just has to run away to not get Scythed, but he for sure will go down here to Resolution. And off on the side, Skylark, he roars and tries to TP out, but a Scythe will cut him down. Who else is here? It's Spartan. And, well, Resolution is going to make short work of the Dragon and the Dragon's little pet boar. Double kill for Resolution. Haste Rune doing some serious work for him. Getting involved very early on in these engagements. Again, accelerating the Alchemist. Getting him more talents, more experience. Close to that level 3 Chemical Rage. And mousesports are not feeling it any longer. They just have gotten all these kills. All these kills on the wrong heroes. Necrophos seems like he's irrelevant this game. He doesn't have to do anything damage-wise except for survive long enough to throw out a Reaper Scythe. And I would say at this point, that's not even a necessity. Like, Alchemist needs to be dealt with very, very quickly by Mouse. Mouse aren't really ready to 5-man yet. OG clearly are. Madara still, just now picking up that Battle Fury, is nowhere close to being ready to join these fights. If he does, like, the best thing you can hope for is a Mana Void, but it's going to be a Mana Void on a low-level Necrophos. Like, anyone else is just not going to do that much damage, so that's not even a very high-value play. MNT running from Jerax and S4, but there's a call right in his face. Rip, Nyx Assassin, you're dead.
Cut you like cordwood.
And this game is going to be an Alchemist game. Even with just the items he has right now, so difficult to deal with. I still think Roar into the Flare should be enough to get the kill there. Like, it just does that much damage. Is it a level 2 Flare? It is. With the Veil, with the full points and seal. He's not invulnerable. But he is so difficult to actually deal with. Until this Beastmaster gets his Blink Dagger, they will struggle to find this Alch and pin him down and actually kill him. Fortunately, the Blink Dagger is not too far away for this Beastmaster.
Radiant are scared.
Unfortunately, this Beastmaster is also just not getting all that much gold. You see, he's really scared about showing his face up towards top lane. Not been working out great for him in the past. Fortunately, he does have a couple of pets to do his bidding for him, so, you know, last hitting with the boars. Not getting him a ton of experience, but hey, he just wants this Blink Dagger. That's all he wants in life. Land a Blink Roar on Resolution, land a Flare on him. Yeah, you've got yourself a chance. MNT can also set up for the stun just with this. Unfortunately, Skywrath Mage is... Oh, kick out. Alchemist is going to completely dodge the flare. Sick play from Jarex, and now Thug's in a lot of trouble. Oh, the dunk will be canceled by the Ice Path, but who cares? Still got him. He kicked him out while rolling. And now they catch the Jakiro as well with the call. Resolution's here to chop up the dragon. Holy crap, he just nudged him right outside of that flare. That actually happened. He had a Mantis style, so, you know, this Rod of Atos isn't that good in and of itself versus the Alchemist, but Resolution can count on saves like that every single time. He's never gonna die, man. It just won't happen. Tower now to fall. Radiance burning down this creep wave in the back, although No Tail's probably gonna end up stealing most of this. It doesn't matter. It's gold for the team, right? It's all that matters. Thug is down. That's the big threat here from Mouse. Fly. Looking for MNT. Sentry will not spot him, I don't think. They will see Spartan, though. They will also see Thug. Thug does not want to be on the front lines like this. He teleports straight into a stun and an ice blast. Oh, no. He just respawned. They'll lose Spartan as well. Now chase down Skylark. MNT is here, but he really shouldn't be here because he's going to get caught with the call. With right clicks coming in, he'll fall as well. As the Anti-Mage, first thing he did was blink the hell out of there. That's going to be 4 down in favor of OG. And this tower should be dropping as well. If, for whatever reason, OG didn't have vision of this area, I could have seen that working out for Mouse. That could have been fine. But teleporting in like that, Ice Blast immediately, there's nothing you can do about that as Skywrath Mage except for not land that TP. He respawns, teleports, and dies. I guess he dies, respawns, teleports, and dies. Now all this value on the Skywrath Mage, all this power is just not doing enough for him. He's not surviving. Now the roll in. Silence is going to land on the Anti-Mage. And the stun as well. They do not have a scythe. Blink Call. S4 is coming in. Not really sure if he can catch up. Blink Call blind. Dara now going to continue blinking to the south. One more stun. Catches him. Oh, now Anti-Mage. He has to blink his way out of here. Now, he does have a blink, so at least he can escape. Madara is on the run. In the meantime, everyone else will be looking up for the Alchemist. That Macropyre is doing no damage at all. Here comes the Flare, but he's just going to walk right out of that. Out of that Mantis style. The bolts are still following him. Maybe the Anti-Mage can actually cut him off. No, it's not enough. They need harder disables there. They needed the Skylark with the Roar. At the same time, they needed that Flare. Just wasn't planned properly. Looks like they will find the Ancient Apparition, actually. So maybe that's why they didn't have the Roar. Skylark found the AA. Much rather be watching Madara try to run out of that sticky situation top lane, that's for sure. Anti-Mage is getting there, slowly but surely. This is so weird to see a graph that's this slanted. Like, these net worths are not bad. It's only 20 minutes in the game. This is a respectable amount of net worth for all these heroes. And then 20k on Resolution. Oh, and then Skylark's dead also. Boom. What does he actually have? A hell of a lot. Manta Armlet Radiance. That's good enough. But also a soul booster. And also 2k gold for that Mystic Staff for Octarine. Yeah, dude's jacked as hell. And again, it's not often that it comes to this, but if your Alchemist is this swole, gotta look at how much your allies benefit from Ags and Moon Shards. He's gonna be feeding you that eventually. We'll get No Tail at the very worst. A lot of extra bulk in this game. I'm not entirely sure who you give it to first, though. MNT quickly stunned out of that TP. Scythe as well. Completely unnecessary, but will ensure that Nyx is not going to be getting up anytime soon, as Vidara will leave S4 looking for the call. Guesses the wrong direction, though. That was even a really long TP from the Anti-Mage going towards the shrine. Roshan, next target perhaps? An Octarine on his hero, okay. Where is his Octarine? It's right there. We'll just tear Roshan up. Taking literally no damage in the meantime, despite having Armlet turned on. That's Alchemist for you. That is Alchemist right there. That's gonna be a double life. Jeez. It's tough, man. It's real tough. Again, all 4 of these Ags upgrades are absolutely incredible. So much so that I'm not sure who gets the first one. I want to say No Tail, just because you give him the Ags upgrade, but you also give him that additional bulk, and that's what he's looking for. Maybe Axe, because his upgrade gets so much better early on. Maybe the Earth Spirit, because he gets that Enchant Remnant, and then he could 100% of the time, with that Blink Dagger Enchant Remnant, save whoever, Resolution, let's say, from a Mystic Flare combo. You know, I don't know. It's it's completely up to them. They're all so powerful. Oh, they got a glimpse of MNT. There's a Blink Dagger, there's a Dust, and MNT, he, unlike the Anti-Mage, does not have a blink out of here. Jerax's roll is going to land. Ice Blast will be off the mark. The Great Escape. He's not escaping anytime soon. He's dead. Over in the meantime, mid lane S4. Looks like he was almost the victim of a gank, but not quite in position.
Top tower has fallen.
This man, who can kill him twice? I honestly don't know. Madara is going to arrive, burn a little bit of mana, I suppose. He actually does run out of Chemical Rage. And that's the time to make your play, but the timing window is so short. Not even that much mana on the Jakiro. Macropyre is only level 1 at this stage, so close to level 2. In a narrow corridor like this, Macropyre actually gets some serious value. Right now, though, it's all chip damage onto Resolution. Jump forward from S4. He's going to catch the Jakiro. Ice Blast coming in. Should do the Dragon in, and they will do just that. Great Impale on the back end as MNT is going to stun up No Tail, prevent a Scythe from coming in, but the amount of damage dealt back to OG is seemingly irrelevant. What is going on back here? We've caught the Anti-Mage. He doesn't have a Match Style, but he's caught with the call and a Scythe. Oh, he immediately buys out. That's going to cost him so much gold. He's going to teleport straight to the front. You probably shouldn't do that. He will be fine. But trying to capitalize on some chaos caused by his allies and fails to kill off anybody. At least he still has that level 3 mana void. It's not nothing, but Resolution tower. They don't have any way of easily canceling this Axe's Blink Dagger, so whoever walks in is in a lot of trouble. You can see that's why they're walking back and forth. Oh, the dodge from Madara, though. Manta Split is going to get out of that call. Now the flare onto Resolution, but it's only going to kill him once at best. He's down. He's going to be back. He has 20 seconds, though, until he has another Chemical Rage, so he is, in fact, killable. Force Staff out once, and then he's fine. I mean, that was absolutely sick from Madara, but again, does it matter? Because it's the same exact game state. Nothing has changed. Macropyre, again in 30. Flare is up in just 10 as if you Ice Path the Alchemist. Blinking in, though, as Madara with no buyback is so incredibly risky. They have to concede racks. They don't have any other choice. Next Assassin buys a Hand of Midas. I mean, good luck getting back into the game with that. I don't know if you're going to have enough space to use that Midas safely. This is looking really, really bad here for mousesports as they lose that Anti-Mage buyback. It's going to set him back by such a huge margin. I mean, he's only 13k behind that Alchemist, right? He can't possibly lose with that.
2 goes into 6.
It's only 13k. I mean, that's one thing. But again, the Alchemist's power is giving a lot of farm to his allies as well. It's not quite reflected in their own net worths, having not received Moon Shards or Ags or anything like that. Eventually it will be. I'm pretty sure if you eat an Ag, it's reflected in your net worth. I'm like 90% sure about that.
Coin for me.
He's just getting his allies so much flexibility. Like, they can do whatever they want as long as this Alchemist is there to anchor them. And now he has 4,500 HP. He was thinking about going for an AC. It looks like that was nixed for that heart. And by nixed, I mean N-I-X, not N-Y-X. So can they actually kill him? Like, can Skywrath Mage actually do that much damage? I still have no idea how much magic damage this does. I'll tell you what, it's not enough. Spartan, he's caught in the back line. MNT will escape. Spartan actually going to straight TP out of there, and it looks like they were none the wiser. The Resolution, the big bad ogre. He's an ogre, right? Like an ogre and a gnome. He's coming for you. I don't know how they kill him. I don't know how they do it. How do they kill 4,500 HP worth of hero with all of his allies? Like, maybe if Resolution was all alone, they can do it, and it'll take them a long time, but maybe. How? How is that supposed to happen right now? Anti-Mage has Manta, Basher, Battle Fury. I mean, for 30 minutes in, that's not a terrible amount, but it's certainly not good enough. Resolution at this point can completely ignore the tower. A couple of bolts will cancel that heart regen, but we can see how much it actually matters. Yeah, Alchemist, he's not stopping. How are you supposed to do this? They need another hero, mousesports. Add a 6th hero with 10k net worth, and maybe mousesports can kill that Alchemist. I don't know. Maybe drop 20k in the base of mousesports, and then maybe they can kill this Alchemist. Right now, though, this Alch is unstoppable. Racks are down in its entirety, top lane and bottom lane now. And they just walked in and did it. No Aegis, no cheese, no pick-off. Just the easiest walk-in play of all time, and now MNT. Oh, was he spotted? No, not quite. They actually do get the flare. Off onto the axe does a lot of damage. It will also cost Thug his life more than likely, and they also lose the Beastmaster with that roar. And Madara is here. He's looking for the Necrophos, but he's getting so much mana. Madara, I don't know if he can actually kill off Resolution. He's taking so much damage. Oh my god. Those are just right clicks without Chemical Rage. He's down for 100 seconds, but it doesn't matter. GG is called. And that's what happens, guys. That's what happens when you fail to pressure an Alchemist. He will farm, you get a lot of gold, and then he will kill you.